Okay, hello guys. I just got out of the shower. I did I did my dry brushing. I did a body scrub. I shaved my pits and my legs. And that's it. So now I'm going to do my post shave routine, which is using cold aloe vera on my legs, and I'm gonna put some on my underarms. Using cold aloe vera helps not only soothe your legs from, or just your skin in general, after you shave, but when it's cold, it also closes up your pores. I am working on getting rid of my strawberry legs. So that's one of the things that I'm doing. And I definitely feel a difference with my skin after using cold aloe vera after shaving. And also, after I finish shaving, I use cold water to close my pores as well. I rinse myself off with cold water. I noticed that from doing this, my pores don't feel so raised, and my hair follicles don't feel as raised as well. Like my skin feels flat instead of bumpy. So using cold products is definitely working already. And I haven't had any ingrowns under my underarms since doing this as well. I'm gonna put my robe on. But yeah, I'm just putting the aloe under my underarms. So now I'm gonna use some olive oil and some tea tree oil on my legs. I do this post shave as well. So I'm using tea tree oil and olive oil. My legs feel so smooth. Just a couple drops. 1, 2, 3. Since I've been doing this aftershave routine with oil and tea tree oil, I've noticed that my legs, they just feel so much smoother. And I know it's a combination of using the cold water, the cold aloe, and this. I don't know what is precisely the cause of my legs being smoother, but I definitely know the cold for sure. And I think this does play in it because one time I used oil and tea tree oil on my eczema, and that actually helped get it get better. So I think using tea tree oil post shave is a gem. I gotta do this side off camera because okay, that's done. My legs are all good. Now I'm about to do my skincare. I was trying a new hairstyle as well. Let's see how it comes out. Ouch. The garbage can, Tyree. So I'm trying a new hairstyle. I've never done this before, and I just wanted to see how it would come out. It's not really giving what I wanted it to. Unless I take it out. So this is a no. But I washed my face in the shower. I did with my normal products, if you know, you know. So I'm just gonna go get my headband and then I'm gonna do my face mask. Oh my goodness. Okay. So now I'm going to use my charcoal, activated charcoal, and aloe. So I have my aloe blended out in here. Here, let me see it. And then I'm going to use my activated charcoal. Before I put it on though, I'm gonna wet my face a little bit. Okay. The other day on live, I was talking about how when women do their natural hair on YouTube, like I used to see this more back in the day when I just started rocking my natural hair. But when they would do their natural hair and they would put on like tons of makeup, I was talking about that on live the other day, and I didn't really go too in depth because I didn't want to say anything that was rude or that was just not appropriate, because the way it was being said in my head was not appropriate and I knew that. But I finally figured out the wording that I want to use for that. So I think that one, when you do your natural hair, and okay, let me give you context first. These women on YouTube that I would see, they would start their video just regular, doing their natural hair and in whatever kind of style. And then when the video was done, when they're doing the reveal of what the style looks like, they would have a ton of makeup on, even just makeup that was really over the top, colorful, just really heavy. And I seen that recently. Someone had their natural hair done and it was real, they had really heavy makeup on. And even back then when I was watching it, it looked weird to me. Like, I always question, like, why do all these YouTubers do this? Like, why do they put pounds of makeup on to show their style? And now that I'm older, I realize that a lot of women, especially if they're women who don't normally do natural hairstyles and they try something, they're going to gravitate towards makeup to help them feel better about themselves, to help them feel more confident. But I think that that actually, in my opinion, that actually has an opposite effect. I feel like when you do a natural hairstyle and you put on pounds of makeup, or you do makeup that's over the top, you kind of take away from the actual style, you take away from the purpose of the hairstyle. I think it kind of looks odd, like it doesn't look like it goes together. And I don't think it goes together. I feel like when you do your hair in a natural style, especially in certain styles, it gives more of innocence, of playfulness, of like a childlike nature. At first, I was gonna say childish, but hairstyles themselves are not childish, I don't think. I think it's more of, it has a childlike feel to it, or it's more playful. It just looks more innocent. And I feel like when you do hairstyles that just brings out your innocence, your purity, like I feel natural hair does, and you put, especially some hairstyles in particular, and then you put pounds of makeup on it, it just doesn't go together for me. I mean, pounds of makeup on yourself, or you just do makeup that's really out there, it doesn't go together to me. I feel like, you know, natural hairstyles, especially for certain styles, you know, they look better if you're gonna do makeup. If you're gonna do makeup to help yourself feel better, maybe doing more light makeup, like more simple makeup looks, nothing too flashy and too crazy, because your makeup is kind of, you're drawing everyone to the makeup, and then the hair, and then it's just like the makeup, you look at the makeup, you're drawn to the makeup, but then the hair doesn't really go with the makeup. But that's all I was saying. I feel like women use makeup to help them feel better on their natural hair journey with these hairstyles, but when it's too much, when it's just over the top, it kind of just is a repellent in a sense. It just doesn't go together. It doesn't look the best. And you can tell that you're kind of trying hard out of discomfort or out of insecurity. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with using makeup to help yourself feel better. Again, I'm not saying that. I get it. I get it. But I just feel like if you're going to do that, if that's what you're going to do, you don't need the pounds of makeup. You don't need to do too much. And that's the best way I can say that. I wish I had another way to convey the message, but I know what I'm saying. And if you are watching this, even on the replay, just let me know if you agree. How do you feel about that? Because I always thought that was strange. Even when I was younger, I'd be like, why is all these YouTubers revealing their hairstyles, these natural hairstyles, always with pounds of makeup on? And it don't be like simple makeup normally. It'd be like very elaborate styles of makeup. And I'm like, why do you need that to show me your hairstyle? But that was all I was saying. And people might not agree, and that is okay. I'm going to, oh, forget it. Ouch. All right, so I'm gonna keep this on for maybe like 10, 15. Let's figure out my hair situation in the meantime. So I had my twist in, but usually I'd separate my twists. And I didn't do that this time because I wanted to see if I can do like a claw clip style. But that's not, I don't really think I can do that. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna separate my twists. Or can I just leave it like this? I'm trying to picture myself without this mask on my face. Like, okay, imagine I had this hairstyle and then I had tons of makeup on with crazy shadow and all this stuff. Like, I feel like it wouldn't go. I hope you guys know what I mean. Do I want to separate them? I'll just separate the ones in the back a little bit, maybe. Fridays are my self-care, self-love days. Later, I'm probably gonna go play some pool. I haven't played pool in a little while. So that is like my little fun treat for myself. I might just keep my hair like this. Okay. I think I like it. Separating it definitely helped. And you see, I talked about on my a couple lives ago, I don't think I saved it. I don't know. There was a lot going on, but I talked about how I accidentally cut the back of my hair because whenever I did my hair, it just hung so low and you can't even really tell. Like, my hair is significantly shorter right there, and you can't even really tell. I know it's because I have this over situation, but you can't even really tell that my hair is significantly shorter in the back. I don't know how it looks from the back. I'm kind of scared, but I'm gonna turn around just to see. But I'm not mad at this hairstyle. I need my brush. I'm not mad at it though. I think I'm gonna try again with smaller twists so that I don't have to separate and see how that looks. But I'm not mad at it. Ow! I am too long for this bathroom. I came up with a new rule for myself that I don't ask people if they like my hair or if they like what I'm wearing, etc., etc. I actually just remembered about I just remembered about it because I was about to ask my mother if she likes this hairstyle on me. But I remembered my rule and I made that rule up for myself because I just am working on removing my need for validation and just trusting my own judgment, allowing myself to love something without someone else telling me they love it, making me love it. I'm working on removing myself from needing validation. So I just thought about that because I was about to ask my mom if she likes my hair like this, but I'm not going to, and I'm just going to make that judgment call myself. And I do. I do like my hair like this, actually. It's cute. It's a nice little vibe. I don't know how the back looks. I just need my brush to brush over here a bit. I did my haircut today. I'm gonna go get my brush. yeah, I'm not mad at this hairstyle. It's my first time trying this. Usually I would take my twist out and make it into a larger afro, but this is just basically the same thing, just keeping my twist together. So yeah, I'm kind of feeling it. Not super all the way, but this is cute. This is a nice little vibe. It's a nice little vibe. And what else, what I like about this also is when you don't take out the twist, this is more protective because the hair is all together. So I like that. So yeah, next time I'm going to try smaller twists so I don't have to separate anything. But this is cute. I don't know how I'm going to preserve it overnight. That's something that I have to look into actually. But I'm not mad at it. I have fine hair strands, but I have thick hair, meaning that I have a lot of hair on my head, but my hair strands are very, very skinny. So when I do my hair in styles, or just when I do my hair in general, it can be very spacey and see-through. That's the only thing that's kind of annoying, but it just is what it is. I can't really do anything about that. But I'm not mad at this hairstyle. It's all right. I think, like I said, next time I'm going to see if I can do it better. But I'm not mad at it. Whew. I want to put my dress on. Is there anything else I want to talk about? I've been thinking a lot about just self-care and why it is so important to me, especially right now, because this phase of my life, I have been working on making money. And I have been trying out various different strategies on what I need to do in order to make money, generate money for myself. I've tried various different things. And recently, I've recommitted myself to kind of, I don't want to say putting money on the back burner because it's still very much something that I am working towards and creating strategies and plans on how to generate money for myself. But I'm making self-care more a part of my money-making strategy and system because for women, pleasure and play and just nurturing yourself and taking care of yourself is a major part of our lives. And when I am really focused on money and making money, I kind of felt like I had to do other things like creating my school community, which I am doing, but I felt pressure to do it quickly, or pumping out YouTube videos, pumping out content, etc., etc. And I was like, yes, all those things are for my purpose and they help me generate money. But prioritizing my self-care and my nourishment can be my content because that's what I need to do for myself. That's something that I really love, pouring into myself, and I feel really good when I pour into myself. And I noticed when I put money at the forefront, I don't necessarily pour into myself as much. So I kind of reworked it in my brain as far as me thinking, okay, I'm sharing the things that I use to nourish myself, the things that I use to um, be in alignment with the highest version of myself, the most abundant version of myself, the woman I desire to be, what I do for my wellness, doing that, but also sharing that with people. And that is how I generate money for myself, by just showing all the things that I use to nurture and pour into myself. So even though I'm kind of doing the same thing, just in a different way, I reprogrammed my mind as far as thinking about it like, okay, I have to go make money. I have to do this, this, and this. To, okay, I can generate money for myself by showing people how I nurture myself, how I utilize pleasure in my life for my wellness, how I am healthy, how I continue to be this version of myself. Like, what does that look like for me? And sharing that is my main priority to help me generate money, not only to generate money, but to also just be of service, like showing women what it looks like to put nurturing yourself at the forefront and what you get out of life by doing that. So that's just my main priority right now. And I say that all to say, I realized that in order to do that, though, you need structure like a job. So even though I'm not thinking of really going out and making money, it is a priority for me. Like knowing that I can generate money by sharing and by doing the different things that I'm doing, centered around wellness and self care and femininity and pleasure. Even though I know that that's a thing, I'm not necessarily putting that at the forefront, but I am approaching it like it is a job in a sense because I'm doing it with more structure. Like today is Friday, it is self-care day for me, and usually sometimes I would skip it, sometimes I wouldn't do my self-care. And for me, it's like, okay, I'm doing my self-care, I'm on live, I'm sharing what that looks like for me. This is a part of my strategy to generate wealth for myself, a part of my strategy on how I'm being of service. So it's not only about doing it for me, but it's also about doing it for others and sharing it. So I have this like, um, I have to do it in a sense. Not only do I have to do it for me, but I have to do it for everyone that I'm sharing this with. So it's, even though I'm focused on my wellness and my self care and nurturing myself, I treat it like my non negotiables. These, every Friday, some kind of self care needs to get done. Every morning, I do my rising self care. Every day, every afternoon, whatever time that falls in, usually in the afternoon, I do my daily self care. So these are non negotiables for me to not only pour into myself, but also so that I have content to share. So I'm loving this balance between doing what I know I should be doing, what I can do to help me generate money, and also nurturing myself. I'm using the content to help me nurture myself even more, to help me stay consistent with nurturing myself. And I love that I'm taking the pressure off of myself from taking traditional routes to make money. And this is new. This is new to me. I don't really know how it's working or if it's working. I mean, I'm doing my best, but I do see that it's working within my life, in my personal life. So there's no doubt in my mind that it's going to work in my financial life as well. So that's that. Yeah. All right, so now I'm about to wash this off of my face. I like my hair. I do. I like it. I like it. Never did my hair like this before, so this is fun. All right. My next thing that I'm gonna use is honey. I gotta go get my honey. Sorry, can you let Mikey out? I feel like he wants to go outside. All right, I'm gonna wash this off my face. Oh, it's getting a little itchy too. I don't use activated charcoal too often. This is like my secondary thing. I'm still figuring out my self-care go-tos. I've been doing some experimenting. So I've been doing a lot of experimenting later as well. I mean, I've been doing a lot of experimenting as of lately, just so I can build a routine that is all natural, that works, that I really enjoy. Ooh. All right. Let me wash this off my face. I have this huge tub of honey, and it's literally just my self-care honey. I don't use it for anything else. I usually have a smaller jar that I transport it into, but I didn't wash it. I mean, the jar was empty and I didn't refill it, so I'm just going out of that for today. Ow. All right, next up is my honey mask. I want to try seeing if I can make my own like peel off mask to get like a deep clean of my pores. I was just thinking about that the other day, using my charcoal to create a peel off mask. In my mind, I'm thinking maybe egg whites might work for that, but I have no clue. I've never looked it up. Sometimes I just think about things randomly that sound like they might make sense, and sometimes that's actually what I need. Sometimes maybe not. But you know, now that I think about it, usually when I have random thoughts about something, it usually is true. Like with self-care or with cooking, like making my self-care products or using something that is not normally known to be used in that way. Usually when I have random thoughts about it, it works. I love honey. I think I will never not use honey on my face. Never not, yeah. I love using honey on my skin and on my hair. Honey, aloe is like my number one spot for all natural self-care product, just the straight aloe vera leaf. My number two is honey. You can use honey so many different ways. I use it as a face mask, a hand mask. I use it, I'm actually about to do that actually. I use it as a hair mask. I use it as a face wash. I don't use it too often as a face wash, maybe like once or twice a week. I use it in my body scrubs. How else do I use it? That's pretty much it. That's all I can think about right now. I love honey. Number 3 spot. My number 3 spot is apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar you can use so many ways as well. Honestly, I could do a whole hair routine with just those 3 things. Aloe vera, honey, apple cider vinegar. But apple cider vinegar is number 3. There's so many different ways to use apple cider vinegar. You can use it in your hair to clean your scalp. You can use it when you finish washing your hair to seal your hair cuticles. Yeah, your hair cuticle. I love the way apple cider vinegar makes my hair feel after I use it when I'm done washing it. 10 out of 10 recommend. I use apple cider vinegar on my body as a face toner, a body toner. I use apple cider vinegar to remove on places that hold odor or that just are more prone to like bacteria, my underarms, my feet. I use apple cider vinegar in my face masks. How else do I use apple cider vinegar? That's it. I can't remember other ones, but love, love, love apple cider vinegar. So now I'm about to put the honey on my hands to do a hand mask. I desire to get more into my hands, seeing what I can do for my hands to just make my hands look beautiful as well. I haven't necessarily gone too deep into learning about my hands and what to do for my hands, but that's definitely on the list. Definitely on the list. I'm putting honey on my hands. I just wet my hands a little bit. I'm gonna keep this on for like 10 minutes. Every time I do this, my hands feel so good. And I always use organic honey. I know that some people say to use specifically Manuka honey, but I don't really think it matters that much. I just go get organic honey and my skin feels great. One thing I am going to do in the future, I'm going to, after I really create my self-care routine, my skincare routine, that's all natural, that's simple, I'm going to do it for a while and go to a dermatologist and see if my skin is healthy, if my skin is where it needs to be, if my skin has any damage or anything like that. Just building my routine and seeing if it's actually a good routine. I've never been to a dermatologist. I've only been to places to get facials, and they told me things that I should work on with my skin or what I should stop doing, but I've never really been to a dermatologist. So, I guess I can go to just an esthetician so they can tell me. Why is my dog whining? Hold on. What's up with you, dude? Where you at? What's wrong with you? Oh, you see your family? Okay. Um, but yeah, I never been to a dermatologist, and now that I think about it, an esthetician might be just as good for me to go to, so they can tell me if there's any tearing in my skin or anything like that. Because I've been using oats a lot to wash my hair, and oats is kind of like an exfoliant. So some people say that you shouldn't exfoliate your skin too much. Some people say it's okay to exfoliate your skin. And I've been using exfoliators more often, especially oats. I use that like every morning. It's finely grounded, but it's still an exfoliant, but it's pretty soft when you put water on it. So I'm gonna create my skincare routine, do it for a while, and then go to a dermatologist to see if the skincare routine actually works for me, if there's any problems with it. And that's one of the reasons why I haven't necessarily shared my skincare routine, because one, I'm still building it, and two, I don't want to share anything that doesn't work for me. So that is one of the main reasons why I haven't. Oops. Oh. So tomorrow I am going to do my toes and my nails. For tonight, I'm just gonna finish up my face, and tomorrow I'm gonna do my toes and my nails. I started pretty late, but I never really have the energy to do everything all in one day, so I've accepted the fact that oh, I thought that was a bug. That is from my charcoal. I was about to oh no. Mhm. This is the dry brushes that I use. Oh wait, the name is not on it. I I need to find something to put my dry brushes in, but that's another story. But this is the dry brush that I use for my face. It's from Primely Pure. And I also have their body dry brush. And I like it. I definitely like it so far. One thing people don't really talk about, they just show themselves dry brushing. And I guess I do this as well, but you actually have to wash your dry brushes. And they say to wash it every 3 to 5 uses. So for me, I wash them once a week on Saturdays. And oh, and I've washed them I washed them quite a few times, and none of the hairs came out. Sometimes a couple hairs come out while I'm dry brushing, but it's not often. But I wash them a few times. I just make sure I don't get any of the water on the base of the brush. But overall, I really do like this dry brush. The one for the body is definitely more stiff, but it's still very soft that if you apply like pressure, you won't hurt yourself. And the one for the face is very, very soft. I'm gonna be honest, I don't exactly know what dry brushing is doing besides the fact that it is good for lymphatic drainage. So that's one of the main reasons why I do it. And it helps my actual body feel very smooth. But as far as my face, I don't know if it's really doing anything to my face. I'm not really sure about the specifics about that. But for my body, I definitely feel the difference. For my face, I don't know. I don't know. But I do know that it helps with the lymphatic drainage from my face. And also, there was a time last year where I was going through it a little bit. I stopped doing my dry brushing. I wasn't really doing qigong as much, which also helps lymphatic drainage as well. Sometimes some of the poses, I wasn't doing any of those things, and I was having some knee pain. I was having some knee pain, and I realized it was because there were fluids in my knee. And dry brushed, once I dry brushed again, the knee pain went away. So dry brushing definitely helps for lymphatic drainage, but you want to make sure that you're watching the right person. You're getting the information on how to dry brush from the right person, because not everyone is giving the proper information. Like some people say to dry brush to your heart, but that's not necessarily true, because you have to dry brush towards your lymph. I don't know if they're called lymph nodes. There's under your armpits, on your groin. So, and they separate your body into zones. And I got my information from a specialist, a lymphatic specialist. So if you're going to dry brush, just make sure that you're doing it right. You're getting your information from the right person, because some people give the wrong information on how to dry brush, so you're not necessarily doing the lymphatic drainage properly, and you're kind of defeating the purpose of what you're doing it for, if you're doing it for lymphatic drainage. But if you're just doing it to smooth your skin, then whatever. But I'm doing it for the skin purposes and the lymphatic drainage. Oh, my nose is itchy. Okay. I am drinking soursop leaves from Jamaica, moringa, lime, and it's so good. It's water, but all those things are in it. I pretty much drink this every day. I usually don't drink just plain water. I usually always have herbs in my water or something in my water. I don't necessarily just drink plain water, because I feel like, why not add stuff to it? If I'm going to drink water, I might as well get even more nutrients with my water. I'll add lemon, lime, sometimes chia seeds, sometimes cucumbers. Moringa, I drink moringa every single morning, pretty much. It's very rare that I'm not drinking moringa in my teas in the morning. Moringa is a super herb. Definitely look it up. I have the moringa powder. What else do I put in my water? So like I said, I put soursop leaves in my water. Soursop is very good for you. I use mint also. Sometimes I drink mint water. I usually make a tea in the morning, and then I'll drink that warm. Drinking warm beverages is so good for you. I've learned a lot from Asian women. I think Asian women are top tier in giving self-care advice. I don't know why. I'm going to do my research into why, but they are very knowledgeable about what works for the female body, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. For example, Asian women always talk about it's not good for women to be cold. Like walking barefoot on cold surfaces is not good. Cold plunges is not good. Like plunging yourself in a bath of cold water is not necessarily recommended for women. Just eating lots of cold foods aren't necessarily good for women. So I tested this out, not necessarily tested it out, but I continuously do my research on myself. And the other day I was at a pool, and the pool was so cold. It's like I put my toes in, Because I was like, okay, I'm gonna get in the pool. I put my toes in and my whole body was just like, no. Like I was like, okay, maybe I should just jump in. But my body was just, I couldn't bring myself to even jump into the pool or go into the pool. Like I could tell from my body that it was a hard no, a hard no. And that reaffirmed to me that the things that I'm learning from Asian women is true in a sense. Like I trust them because the information that I'm getting from them, I see how it feels for me in real life. And I'm like, okay, cool, cool, cool. Another thing, I used to always try to do like fruit fast or juice fast. Sometimes I would try in the colder months. Sometimes I would try in the summer. But I realized there would come to a point where my body did not want the cold fruit. My body wanted something warm. My body in the morning especially loves warm drinks. And I didn't really know about all this stuff. And then once I learned this from Asian women online, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Our bodies love warmth, especially women. And there was a reason why I kept not being able to fulfill my fruit fast or my juice fast because they didn't have a warming element to it. And I'm gonna do more research and see if I can get that warming element in other ways. But that's a different story. But that's just another example. Another example, my floor in my bathroom is very cold. And whenever I walk on it, it does not feel good. I instantly am like, okay, let me step on the mat or let me go get some shoes. So, yes, I gather information from different people online about self-care and how to take care of my body. But at the end of the day, I always listen to my body and see how my body reacts to different things. And that time at the pool, when the pool was really cold and my body was just giving me a hard no, like I could tell my body was just not letting me go into this pool. I was like, okay, what they're saying, what these Asian women are saying are correct. I should not be doing no cold plunges. I do cold showers though. I go in the shower. When I'm done with my shower, I usually turn the knob to cold and I just rinse off real quick just to close my pores. And it works for me. It works for my eczema. It works just for my body. Like, I think that it just helps my skin feel better. And it helps me feel good too. Like after I do a cold shower, not the whole shower, just at the end of the shower. After I do that, I have like a adrenaline rush. So I like that. And I usually always do it after I shave as well to close my pores. But listen, I said all that to say, listen to these Asian women online about self-care and how to take care of yourself because they know what they're talking about. That's all I'm gonna say. I get so much valuable information from these Asian ladies. And some things I take, some things I don't. Like there's one lady online, she has beautiful skin, but she does not do face yoga or face massages. But I also see other Asian women that do. So it's like certain things, you don't have to take everything as being Bible. You know, you don't have to take everything from just one person. You could take some things and leave other things. It's all up to you. But I love drinking warm beverages and teas. One day I actually woke up and I didn't drink a warm beverage and I just went straight into eating cold fruit and I didn't feel good. It actually kind of threw me off a little bit. I felt my uh, my digestive system fell off. But I am about to rinse this stuff off. I'm gonna rinse my hands first so you can see what my hands look like. So this is my hands. Like so moisturized. My hands look so good. My hands look so good. It feels like I have just like a light coating on my hands. So while my hands are, well, when I'm moisturizing my hands, I'm gonna make sure they're damp, and then I'm really gonna do a good moisture routine for my hands using something thick, using a nice oil and a cream to really seal in all this moisture. But I'm just gonna rinse this off my face, and I'm just gonna finish up with my face massage and just moisturizing my face, and that is all. So all right guys, I am gone, and thank you guys for watching.